So one of the most half-assed cop-outs, one of the most lazy rationalizations when it comes to the discussion of pessimistic philosophy in general, but more so in particular when it comes to antinatalism and the way in which people generally approach it, and whether they're rationalizing their own, oftentimes not very well thought out, behaviors that led to the creation of a new human being, or whether they're attempting to rationalize their own parents' behaviors, oftentimes careless behaviors that led to their own conception. Either way, the claim basically consists of you yourself, the person who is posing these rather pessimistic sort of ideas, you're basically a pussy. You're afraid of life and suffering and death and all these other things, and you are projecting these fears onto others and onto life as a whole, which is actually this rather beautiful thing. And these people oftentimes are too fucking stupid to recognize that their own absence of fear when it comes to the depths of suffering, for example, is entirely dependent upon their ignorance of what it fucking means to suffer. They think it's due to bravery, or they don't recognize that, again, their entire absence of fear when it comes to death also is due to their distance from it. They only recognize it in a sort of abstract, distant sort of way, much like animals do, just not to that degree. Generally, some human beings, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said in the previous video, many of these people are NPCs. But no, that their absence of fear is heavily, if not entirely, dependent upon their ignorance, their arrogance, behaving as though they know what it means to suffer when they only know suffering in a very conceptual, abstract sort of way. And they have these quite natural repressions. We have these sort of coping mechanisms that are very deeply rooted, built into our biology, our psychology. And I guess they don't recognize this. That if they did know what the fuck it meant to suffer, they too would be scared shitless of this thing we call life. And again, I'm not one of these fucking people that'll tell you you never should have children, and antinatalism is unquestionably true. But I really do enjoy highlighting the fucking mindless, careless, apathetic way in which many people approach this very important question as to whether or not they should have children. This obviously very consequential, one of the biggest decisions they'll ever make in their lives, and most people will approach the question with just it would be laughable if it wasn't so goddamn sad.